Did you know there's a gun so advanced, so mind-bending, that it seems to defy the laws of gravity? That's right, a firearm that can seemingly laugh in the face of physics, leaving scientists and enthusiasts alike utterly baffled. Now, if you're curious about how this is even possible, buckle up, because this story is anything but ordinary. Welcome to a deep dive into the world of firearms, a place where innovation meets imagination. Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about what keeps a bullet's trajectory linear, or why gravity makes sure every shot eventually succumbs to its pull? Now, imagine a gun that can manipulate that equation. Mind-blowing, right? It's called the Sandia self-guided bullet, a revolutionary piece of technology that is taking what we know about ballistics and turning it on its head. Designed by Sandia National Laboratories, this astonishing bullet was initially crafted with military and law enforcement agencies in mind. But make no mistake, it feels like something straight out of a science fiction novel. Here's the twist. You'd expect a smart bullet to just hit targets with greater precision, but this masterpiece takes it a level further by actively correcting its path mid-flight. That's correct. Gravity and atmospheric interference. Meet your nemesis. Let's paint a clear picture. Traditional firearms operate under predictable rules. Once a bullet fires, it's a straightforward, albeit fast, journey to its target. Remember that downward arc caused by gravity? That's Ballistics 101. But what if you didn't have to worry about estimating target distance, wind interference, or bullet drop? What if someone handed you a gun and said, just point in the general direction? That's what Sandia's technology enables. But how does it work? What makes this bullet so astonishingly different from anything else in existence? The secret lies in its design. Picture a standard 50 caliber sized bullet, but embedded with features so advanced you could almost call the bullet sentient. Inside, the bullet contains a built-in guidance system combined with tiny actuators and fins. These aren't just mechanical details, they're game changers. Imagine tiny fins deploying and adjusting in real time to steer the bullet mid-air, constantly recalibrating to hit its target. Yes, real-time navigation in a bullet sounds insane, but it's real. Sensors within the bullet process all sorts of data, wind speed, altitude, even potential deviations, and adapt accordingly. This isn't your grandpa's hunting rifle. It's a marvel of modern engineering. Now, what's even cooler? The shooter doesn't even need to be pinpoint accurate to hit their target. Using an integrated laser targeting system, the shooter only needs to highlight the target and fire. The bullet essentially does the rest, homing in like a smart missile. How precise, you ask? Sandia claims its bullets are accurate within an 8-inch radius for targets over 2,000 meters away. To contextualize that, it means the shooter can hit a target that's more than a mile away with incredible precision. Unbelievable, isn't it? But this innovation, while fascinating, brings up some critical ethical questions. Advocates argue that such technology can reduce collateral damage and bring more precision to military and law enforcement operations, saving countless lives in the process. Imagine being able to neutralize threats with a greatly diminished risk of harming bystanders. However, critics raise a valid point. What happens if such technology falls into the wrong hands? Accessibility to a self-correcting means of long-distance shooting could be devastating if misused. It raises more than a few eyebrows in terms of regulation. Which brings us to perhaps the most controversial part of this story. This emerging smart bullet technology is not yet widely available. While the applications remain primarily military and governmental, it turns nearly every assumption about a fair fight on its head. If your enemy's bullet can turn back and still strike you with devastating effectiveness, is it even possible to evade anymore? Modern weapons developers suggest that this technology might render traditional notions of defense obsolete. Deterring or dodging may no longer be part of the game. But wait, you might still be contemplating another big question. Wouldn't the extra features, like actuators, sensors, and guidance systems, make these bullets bulky or unsustainably expensive? Well, Sandia Labs has apparently thought about that too. Smart bullets are specifically designed to be cost-efficient over time for military operations, and they weigh only marginally more than a regular shell fitting the same caliber. That said, they're still not cheap. Estimates suggest they could cost upwards of $10,000 per round. Yes, you heard that correctly. One shot, $10,000. It's jaw-dropping. But then again, when have cutting-edge innovations ever been cheap? What I've told you so far just scratches the surface. Let's talk about testing. The Sandia team used wind tunnels and carefully simulated various battlefield scenarios to fine-tune the system's effectiveness. Engineers made sure the bullet performed under harsh conditions, just as it would during real-life deployments. They also tested it against moving targets, low visibility, and even extreme altitudes. The bullet always seemed capable of adapting. Just imagine the hours of expertise, math equations, and trial and error it took to bring this to life. It's nothing short of extraordinary. And oh boy, has this invention prompted curiosity from across the globe. Some firearms enthusiasts hail the smart bullet as the next big revolution in personal safety and tactical strategy. Others are nervous that we're opening Pandora's box. The world of firearms has always had its debates, but this feels like a game changer. The question becomes, are innovation and the global arms race good bedfellows, or is this a disaster waiting to happen? Nevertheless, Sandia's laboratory indicates that their work is still evolving. They're experimenting with miniaturizing the same technology for smaller calibers and increasing cost efficiency for larger, scaled operations. Who knows? Perhaps in a decade, this could become mass-market innovation, or remain confined to the strict purview of militaries. One can't help but wonder what the future holds for firearms with such capabilities. But there's no doubt that the Sandia self-guided bullet has, at least for now, made us rethink everything we thought we knew about the limits of ballistics and firearms engineering. Whether you find it exhilarating or downright terrifying, you can't deny you've witnessed something that challenges our understanding of what's possible. So, the next time someone tells you ballistics is boring or predictable, just smile and picture that bullet adjusting its fins mid-air, soaring impossibly and unrelentingly toward its target. This, my friends, is the firearm that dares to defy gravity, and it's as real as it gets. Stay tuned for more episodes in this series where we uncover the remarkable and sometimes bizarre stories in the world of firearms. Until then, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep wondering about what's possible when human ingenuity meets the need for innovation.